Thank you to Base44 for sponsoring this video. There's something new that Base44 just released that I'm super excited to test. It is their own personal agent. It is their answer to OpenClaw. And in this video, we're going to try it out and see if it's actually worth your time. And is it better than OpenClaw? So we're starting off here by creating a new agent. It's thinking, and we're going to go through the process together so that you can see what it's actually like. So we're getting a new message. Hey, I'm your new super agent. Stoked to meet you. What would you like to call me? I'm going to call it Base Agent. And it's nice. This pops up right here. It says you can chat with me from an app you already use, WhatsApp and Telegram. In this case, we're just going to use the Base44 interface, but it's cool that you can chat from apps that you already have. So it's built right into Base44, ready to build, automate, connect, whatever you need. So who am I working with? What's your name? And what are you up to? I'm going to say, Seth, I run the No Code MBA YouTube channel. It looks like it also updated our user file. So it added some memory, which is cool to see. And if I click on that, we can see some more information about us. So it knows, okay, my name and time zone, and that we're running the No Code MBA YouTube channel. Okay. What are you working on? Happy to help with the channel, automations, building something, or whatever's on your plate. So I sent off, can you help me come up with some YouTube video ideas I should create, maybe on a weekly basis? Something that's kind of nice that I like is it's sending multiple messages every time. It kind of makes it feel a little bit more human. All right, love it. A few questions. Who's the audience? Any tools, platforms you want to focus on? And what's done well for you recently? That'll help me generate ideas that make sense for your channel. So we'll say the audience is a mix of people getting started and more experienced founders and marketers as well. And recently the AI agent videos have done well. So it looks like it has the ability to search the web. It's pulling some ideas. And then over here on the left side, while it's doing that, let's explore some more of what this Base44 agent has for us. So if we click here, we can see the brain. So there's integrations, knowledge, and memory. So under integrations, the Base44 backend is built in. So it has the database functions, file storage, and automations built in, which is really cool. We can actually ask our agent to set up Stripe payments, which is kind of interesting. And then OAuth integrations for third-party services. So these are just the most popular services that you might have, such as Slack, Notion, Gmail, those kind of things. Knowledge is interesting. So these are things that it should remember about us. And this is like OpenClaw, where it has the soul file. I don't know if it's actually using the OpenClaw code in the backend because OpenClaw is an open source framework, or if they kind of built their own version of it. But the soul file is something OpenClaw is known for. So kind of, okay, you're not a chatbot, you're not an assistant, you're becoming someone's person, the friend who happens to know everything and can actually do stuff. So this is where, the agent, it's actually pretty long. So this is where it's kind of giving the agent an identity of how it should respond. And then under user, this is just building information about the user. So this is about me. And then there's also knowledge files that we can upload as well. And then under identity, this is just a little bit more information about the agent. And then memory, as we chat with the agent, it's going to build memory automatically from our messages, session summaries, and key facts. So really nice. And so far, very nice that it's just a very approachable way to get an OpenClaw type agent. All right, let's go back to the chat and then we'll go through some of the other sidebar features in a second. So here it came up with some ideas. It looks like it searched 18 different pages. So it says good data, beginner explainer angle, what is an AI agent? Why do you need one? 5 AI agents that run your business while you sleep, the difference in AI chatbots and AI agents. I like actually all those ideas. I actually do like them. Some more ideas, tool focus tutorials, founder marketing angle. I built an AI agent for my social media, trending timely. Want me to set up a weekly video ideas tracker? That'd be great. Because I'm actually really curious how it does with automatic tasks and how we track them. So I'm gonna say yes, set up an automatic task. Okay. So while it's doing that, let's jump in here into tasks. This is probably where we're going to see the automations. So it's going to pop up once it's created, but it's also cool that it's coming up with ideas. I actually really like this. It's coming up with ideas of what automations could be based on our conversation history. So automate YouTube content repurposing, sync travel with meetings. So this is the only one so far that's really customized based on the knowledge it has of me as the person who runs the No Code MBA YouTube channel. So let's go back to the chat. It says done. Here's what I set up. A video idea entity. So it's storing each idea in a database, basically. It set up the weekly automation and the first batch drops this Monday. So if we go into tasks, we can see Now this is scheduled, the weekly YouTube video idea. If we go into details, we can see there's a trigger, instructions, task ID, and then a run history. And then we can also run it now just to test it. So why don't I do that, and then we'll come back to it in a second. Under artifacts, this is where an agent could create a mini app and it'll appear here. This is cool and really using like the Base44 backend to do that. So why don't we do that next, and then I'll show you what that actually looks like. And let me know in the comments what you think. Like, how does this compare to other AI agents that you've seen before? What about it seems cool? What could be better? Really curious what you think. And then there's a files tab. So this looks like just some more technical files here. So you don't have to really worry about them right now. It looks like if we had MCP set up, it would have that. This is making me think that maybe it does have like actual OpenClaw set up in the backend, but not 100% sure. Under secrets and keys, so you could add additional secret API keys to give your agent more access to other things. If you're a power user, there's an API setting, so you can use the REST API to interact with your agent programmatically. You could create conversations, send messages, and manage memory from any application. That's really cool. So you can have your own unique agent-based URL with authentication, and then anyone you can access this from other apps that you're working with. So pretty cool that it has this ability to create conversations and send messages from other applications. And then very easy instructions to set up WhatsApp and Telegram as well. So it's set up the video automation, and here, because we ran it under the tasks, we actually ran it to test it. If we go back to the chat, it ran that. So here we got the test automation run for us. So this will run on a schedule. And then what's cool is if we have this connected to Telegram or WhatsApp, we'll just automatically get that in our WhatsApp as a new message. So it'll send that to us, which is cool. So you would get notifications through one of the channels that you already have. This is really cool. It's definitely one of the better implementations that I've seen of an easy way to actually use OpenClaw and set up your own personal agent. So now we're going to test the mini app feature. And I want to create a mini app to create YouTube video scripts from a title idea. So it says, love the idea. Let me build it out. You paste in the title and idea, and it generates a full YouTube script, and you can save and copy it. So this is just my idea of how can I continue building on top of this. And again, if you're using Telegram or WhatsApp, you could just send that idea here. And this is, I think, what also really sets Base44's personal agent apart from other ones is you're getting the Base44 engine in the backend to actually create these apps. So I'm really curious to see what it creates. But again, I think this is really cool that you can leverage the Base44 engine in the backend to actually create these mini apps for us here. And then the other thing, of course, the more integrations we add, the more power that this is going to have as well. So I can even try this out. Why don't I connect Google Drive or maybe a Google Sheets and see if we can have our agent do research and create a document for us. So we'll do that while it's creating this app, and then we'll check out this integration in a second. All right, so I connected my Google Sheets account. There's a lot of other cool ones as well that we could add, but this is going to be a good example. So why don't I do this? Oh, in the meantime, okay, so it says it likes the idea, but we do need an OpenAI key to make it work. So that's interesting. It's not using the AI credits that basically the agent itself is using to answer. Because this is like an AI app that it's building, we do need to enter in our OpenAI key. I guess what's interesting is this will probably save it under the secrets that we have. I'm actually curious if it does that. So then any future app, it'll just use that OpenAI API key. So I just saved an OpenAI API key. I'm also just going to go check in settings. Yeah, so here it is under secrets. So that's cool. So then anytime it needs that in the future, it'll have that. So while it's publishing the app, we're going to have it do something else. So it looks like I can do that because it's basically on this step. But right now I can't send another message while it's doing that, while it's searching. So just kind of interesting to be aware of how that all works. But I'm asking it to do research and then create a Google Sheet with that research. So the research is just something fun, top cookies in New York City, and create a Google Sheet with what we found with 5. So it's working on that. In the meantime, our script generator app is ready. So something else just I noticed is, with this Base44 agent is there's just one chat. It's not like you can have threads like ChatGPT. And I think there is some simplicity to that, which is really nice. And that's how OpenClaw works. Okay, so our app is ready. And it showed a preview for a second, but I can also go over to it in the artifacts. And let's check it out. Very cool that it created that. And then what we can do is click edit with Base44. That's super cool. So you can build a mini app and then continue building in Base44 to really build it out. That part I think is actually maybe one of my favorite parts of this entire thing. Okay, so let's test this out. Build your first AI agent in 10 minutes. Angle is tutorial, mix, and then we have audience. So we'll generate the script. Incorrect API key provided, undefined. All right, cool. So let's have it fix that. So we'll go back to the chat. So I'm going to have it fix it. So say mini app had an error. I'm going to send that. And in the meantime, it created the sheet. Let's click that link. And it actually did it. It worked. We have 5 bakeries, the links, why it's special. Cool. All right. So it actually did work, and it was able to go into Google Sheets and create a spreadsheet. So that alone, also really cool, just putting it to the tests as something basic. All right. So it wants us to submit an OpenAI key in a different format. Cool. And here we have our scripts. And yeah, just cool that we can build these little widget apps, mini apps, and then edit with Base44 to turn it into something bigger that could turn into more than this. But even just from this mini app perspective, it's cool to be able to build these little apps that could then be used with our team. So you can copy the script. It all works. Very cool. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with AI. Things are changing so quickly. And click the link in the description to go to Base44 and try out this agent for yourself. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.